I've never liked elevators. It's not claustrophobia. It's not the fear of getting stuck. It's the vulnerability. That brief moment when the doors close and you're locked in with a stranger. No exits. No escape. But I've taken the elevator in my building 1,000 times. It's old, creaky, slow, but it gets the job done. 7 floors. Nothing fancy. Never had a problem. Until that night. It was around 11:30 p.m. I had just come back from grabbing a late dinner. I was tired, scrolling through my phone, barely paying attention as I walked into the lobby. The elevator was already open, empty. I stepped in and pressed the button for floor 6. Right before the doors closed, someone slipped in. He didn't say anything. No hello, no nod. Just slid inside at the last second and turned to face the doors. He was tall, maybe mid-40s, dressed in a long black coat despite the warm weather. What struck me first was how still he was. Not nervous still, unnaturally still. Then, without looking down, he reached out and pressed the button for the 6th floor. Same as mine. It took me a second to register that. At first, I thought maybe it was coincidence. Maybe he lived on the same floor. It's not that rare. But then, a second later, he pressed it again. And again. Not hard, just soft, deliberate touches. Like he wasn't trying to push the button, but to remind me he had. I glanced over, trying to stay casual. But he didn't look back. He just stood there, facing forward, pressing the button for my floor every few seconds. We passed floor 2. He pressed it again. We passed floor 3. That's when I noticed something that made my stomach drop. None of the other floor buttons were lit. Just mine. Just floor 6. I tried to act normal. Turned to face the doors like him. My heart was beating harder now. I clenched my keys in my fist. The elevator groaned as it passed floor 4. He pressed the button again. My breath caught. And then he spoke. Not loudly. Not even directly at me. Just one quiet sentence, like a whisper through his teeth. You live alone, don't you? I didn't answer. I didn't move. He finally turned his head slightly. I could see part of his face now, pale skin, sunken eyes, and a faint smile. Not friendly. Hungry. The elevator passed floor 5. He pressed the button again. I panicked. I reached out and slammed the button for floor 7, anything to avoid getting off at 6 with him. He didn't react. Just kept facing forward. When we reached floor 6, the doors opened. Neither of us moved. Then, slowly, he stepped forward and held the doors open with his hand. Aren't you getting off? He asked. I shook my head. Changed my mind. He smiled again. Wider this time. Then he stepped back inside. Didn't leave. Didn't say a word. The doors closed again. I rode up to floor 7 with him in silence. When the doors opened, I stepped out, heart pounding, and turned toward the stairs. But before I took a step, I heard something that made my blood run cold. He got up to... I turned around. He stood there in the hallway of the 7th floor, just staring at me. You forgot something, he said, reaching into his coat pocket. I turned and ran down the stairs. Skipped steps. Nearly fell. I didn't stop until I was in the lobby, gasping for air. I looked back. He never followed. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I told building management. They checked the security footage. But here's the part that still haunts me. There was no record of anyone entering the elevator after me. I was alone, they said. The footage showed me stepping in, the doors closing, and me riding to the 7th floor by myself. But I know what I saw. I remember his voice. I remember his face. And sometimes when I ride that elevator at night, I swear I still smell his coat.